know about you, Dylan, but I've had it up to here, all the way up to here with ladders. See what I did there?
Yeah,
that's I just made that joke on the spot. Look at that. If somebody's made that joke before, I apologize. But just a little improv humor to start the Joystick Show, episode 296. Just gotta dust off my improv skills.
Yeah, let's do a whole just terrible.
See that? Look at me improving dust. I don't even have dust on my shoulders.
It's water.
Whoa, yeah. My shoulders came off. It's fucking.
Okay, this is lost. Imagine a whole podcast, guys. Yeah. That'd be fun.
That's why we don't do improv. I mean, technically speaking, this podcast is.
I guess. Mm-hmm. We do improvisation. We do the full word.
Yeah.
Improv is like
it makes us feel like we're high. Not even high art. We can't call it improv high art. It makes us sound like we're performers, but in actuality, we're just.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I would consider myself like we're both very funny people. I would say compared to the general public, and maybe you can, but I feel like you put me on the stage, I'd be like, what? Huh? Because I'm like very like trolly too.
Well, I mean, like
if someone was like, yeah, I'm dropping the brownies, I'd be like, what the fuck you doing? I'm putting brownies.
Well, the thing is it's very different. Like, admittedly speaking, there is a big difference between performing like stand up, and then like performing comedy for either a camera or a stage or a performance for that, right? Like a big part of it is commitment too. Committing is hard. Not to go on a whole tangent, but recently I was rewatching our sketch, the Yuletide sketch, and I love that sketch. I'm really happy with the way it came out, cinematographically speaking, and of course the jokes and stuff. But I feel like when I watch it back, Joey commits so hard, and I feel like I just didn't go fully there. So that's like one of the biggest takeaways that I've taken. Like, next sketch we write, I really want to fucking
especially with comedy. You kind of have to be egregious and be 'cause it's funny when you're the archetype or whatever.
Exactly. But yeah, that being said, welcome to the Joystick Show, and we know comedy. We know it, and we would never get it wrong.
Yeah, we're on the board of directors
of Humor.
Yeah,
of Humor Incorporated. Welcome to the Joystick Show. It's very nice to have you. If this is your first time here, it's we just hang out, we talk about some stuff.
Yeah, it's always like sometimes I don't know. I feel like either our 2-person episodes are either like full improv or like the most planned shit ever.
100%.
And it's a 50. Like we have some one-on-one episodes where it's like you have a thingy, you have an EKG machine. Yeah. There's one where we have like 2 segments and it's just us.
100%.
Like we go crazy, and then other times we're like,
this is not going to be one of those.
Yeah, and then other times we're like tier ranking fast food restaurants.
But that being, I could go on so many tangents right now. But that being said, before we go any further, hi.
Yes.
Make sure to like the episode. Feel free to subscribe. That'd be really, really helpful for us. The YouTube mumbo jumbo. Everybody says it. Everybody tells y'all to do it, and that's that. Okay. We're approaching episode 300 pretty soon, and it's like it's crazy to me first off, but also I'm just trying to like get together a lot of ideas that we could do for that episode to just make it like a spectacular, so to speak. And one thing that came to mind was just like finding a way to show people like the inner workings of the Joystick Show, not specifically like how it's edited and stuff, but like how we come up with just like topics and like how we fucking come up with segments and shit like that. I always thought that could be a cool idea, a sort of peel back into how the show is made. But also I have hopes that post 300 is going to be some pretty fucking cool shit for the podcast, so you got to stay tuned for that.
Innovation.
The last thing I will mention is, again, if this is your first time around here, there's usually 2 other guys here. There's usually Jerry and Joey. They're currently not here. Joey's on vacation. Jerry's not on vacation, but Jerry's busy.
Yeah.
They will be back next week, and then we will be filming 2 back-to-back podcast episodes because you're going to be in Portugal, which is crazy. And then when we come back from that, it's a little week break leading into 300. So there's a little, mini schedule.
It's a build up.
100%. There you go. Now that that's all done and dandy, let's move on to some actual topics of discussion, shall we? So usually we do this little thing where we save like video game discussions towards the end of the podcast. Yeah. Because I had gotten feedback at one point in time from somebody who wasn't really like into video games, that they were like, oh, I can't really like follow along with it. So I was like, oh, maybe it makes sense, whatever. But we're gonna screw that guy.
You know what? If you're not into video games or sports
or movies,
next step made 300. We're gonna have some cool movie, but. Yeah, no.
This might not be the podcast.
No.
It is the Joystick show after all. It's not called the Sea-Doo show, and all we talk is the fucking jet skis, but that'd be cool, though. That'd be really cool.
I'm the snowmobile guy for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like, shouldn't you be the jet ski
No, that's
guy?
what we do in the off-season. Yeah. It's like, we change it up. But regardless, we are going to, or rather, I would like to talk some video game stuff, because we talked about it briefly at the end of last episode, but we've been doing this very interesting thing as a friend group, minus Joey, and that is that we've been playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's it's this weird thing, because like,
I think I know it because it's summer.
No, 100%. Like, you're off work.
I'm off. It's the summer of because Call of Duty would come out in like October, November, and then you'd have school. So like you'd be able to play like an hour, 2 hours, but you wouldn't be able to sit there and get good.
You, Joey, Jerry, and Jose, and myself, actually, all 5 of us are off work at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's just this weird like moment where we have nothing else to do. And then like 2 weeks ago, I remember me, Jerry, and Jose were in a chat, and you just popped in out of nowhere, and you were like, oh, I want to play a shooting game. I want to shoot something.
Yeah, because every FPS game, or even like Marvel Rivals, which is like third person, it's like objective. You play 100%. A character. It's like, oh, I have to switch my character now, and it's a whole different. It's like the amount of times I played Overwatch, and I'm like, oh, today's like a Mora day or something, because I'm like, I can't just switch 18 different I wish I could, but I can't be good at 18 characters at once.
Not to go on a whole like tangent about this, but what's funny is we grew up, or at least when it comes to shooters, we grew up playing arena shooters like Halo and Call of Duty, right? I think I can speak for most people when I say that, because that was what was popular back then. And then after that was probably like the rise of hero shooters with like Overwatch, and then that was
somewhere in between. You had like the MOBA people, but that like I would see like PC Master Race. That's like different. This is like console we're talking about.
And then at some point, hero shooter turns into battle royale. Now everybody's playing BRs. Then BR turns into this odd resurgence of tactical shooters where Valorant comes out, CS2 comes out, right?
Yeah, and then people get back into Siege again.
Yeah.
And then it turned into, what's it called? Like, what's this game? Arc Raiders for a second.
Extraction shooters. That's a good point. Yeah, it's just like all these different subgenres, but we came full circle where we're like, we're tired of the battle royales, we're tired of the extractions, we're tired of the hero shooters. We just want to fucking run around and shoot stuff, and that's what Call of Duty does for you. So Call
of Duty's the classic, and even going back, I mean, people who grew up in like the 80s and 90s, they say that the funnest games were Doom and Quake multiplayer, GoldenEye multiplayer. Literally,
just that Unreal Tournament.
Yeah. Literally, just go in and shoot some people.
100%. Get some fun weapons and
I remember even COD. I remember playing COD. That's how far back this goes. I remember playing COD 3 multiplayer.
Sheesh.
Like this is and obviously it's way different.
Is that even online?
Yes, people had tanks.
I didn't know that.
It had full on. Even Call of Duty, it wasn't popular, but the first COD had multiplayer. It was on PC.
Yeah.
And if you had console, you had to have like the PS2 dongle
to the router.
Yeah, you had like some weird shit. But I remember playing that and being like, this has some potential. And then Modern Warfare 2 changed the game.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, we've just been on this crazy Call of Duty binge. We also touched on it last week, but we got Jose out of gamer retirement to play with us, which is kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time, because we get to play with Jose, which is all super fun. But then Jose is like, at least when it comes to shooters, on a very, very higher tier above all of us. So that means we also have to play these ridiculously high level players. But what's cool about that, something we actually didn't know when we filmed last week's episode of the podcast, was this month they made Modern Warfare 3 the free game for PlayStation Plus. So now we have all of these fucking people who it's really weird. We didn't plan it. We started playing Modern Warfare 3, which is a 3-year-old Call of Duty game. Came out over 2 years ago. Black Ops 6 and 7 came out in between this game and the upcoming Modern Warfare 4. And then like 4 or 5 days after we have been playing this game fairly consistent for that week, the news drops that it's going to be free. So what happened is we went from playing these really like small, like we would have to wait up to 3 minutes to find a game, and then it would be really, really like high skilled players. Overnight, you find full ass lobbies, people that are level 1, level 5, level 7. You're washing people, and it's so much more fun all of a sudden. So it's great. It's a great time. And then to transition that, Call of Duty is not, or rather, we're not. Or, God, I'm so excited. I'm just tripping over my words. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is not the only one that I've been playing because I recently bought Call of Duty Black Ops 1.
Oh.
Yeah, Iron Galaxy remade Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 for PlayStation 5. So you can go and download Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 with full PlayStation 5 multiplayer support with brand new servers. So yesterday I played some Black Ops 1 multiplayer.
That
played some Nuketown Team Deathmatch.
That is a fucking game changer, bro.
I played some One in the Chamber, some gun game. I haven't bought Black Ops 2 because I kind of want to platinum 1 first before I buy 2. But what's actually cool is a couple weeks ago, Jerry and I were not arguing really, but we were having this back and forth about what we thought the prices were going to be, because they had announced early on that both games were going to be $40 each. And then each individual DLC was going to be $10 each. And since each game has 4 DLCs, that's $40, meaning that for each game and all of its DLC, you'd have to pay $80 each for $160 total. So Jerry was fully expecting to pay like $160 for these 2 games. And I was like, that's ridiculous. They're not going to do that. They're these super old games. They're going to put out some sort of bundle, right? They didn't put out a bundle, but they gave a severe discount to PS Plus members, which practically everybody is nowadays. So you can now buy each game for $20 each and its season pass for $10 each, which means you can get both Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, absolutely everything for $60 total. And it's a good time.
I'm literally buying Black Ops 1 tomorrow.
The only like con I really have to say, just because like, and this isn't a review or anything, it's more so that it's an older game and they didn't really like, it's a strict report, so they didn't add any like FOV options or dead zone options. But you know, we all grew up playing the game anyway, so it's kind of normal. It just feels a lot slower, you know, but it's still a fun
That's
time.
why I liked Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 was slow as hell.
Also, just playing I played like 5 or 6 rounds last night. Just completely forgot all of those maps existed. Because you think Black Ops 1, the only ones I remembered were like Nuketown.
No, I played so many of those.
Because like the jungle map?
Yeah. Jungle was really good.
Radar.
Firing Range was 2, right?
That's one.
Firing Range is
I haven't
the
gotten
map.
a Firing Range.
Firing Range is
yet.
so good.
I've gotten killed by RCXDs. And shit.
Dogs is crazy. Dogs is the best. And yeah, there's like a villa map where it's like all brick or something like that. I don't remember if that was a name, but yeah, very good maps.
And then we're going on another Call of Duty tangent, bro. I told you I could
there's
talk
a third Call of Duty
for a bit.
tangent.
Yes,
okay.
there is. And that's because right after we got into the Call of Duty shit, I started watching Call of Duty League, the actual esports league that's around Call of Duty, the CDL. So I'm very new to it. Granted, I've like followed it in passing for the past year and change, but a couple of weeks ago I decided that I was gonna like really learn everything, immerse myself, learn about the teams, and then really try to like follow along. So I got all of that together right in time for Major 4. So do you know how the Call of Duty League works?
No.
It's actually pretty cool. So there's 12 teams total. And each team is represented by like a famous esports club that also represents like a place in the world. So for Optic, it's Optic Texas because they're based in Dallas. And then there's like Cloud9 New York and fucking LA Thieves, and I think it's Atlanta FaZe or maybe a different place where FaZe is from. The point is, that's the whole spiel. And then there's 4 majors in the year, and each season is a different Call of Duty because a different one comes out every year. So for the season, they play at 4 majors, and that, you know, they could place however. Like, to give you actual perspective, the winners of the 4 majors this year were Paris Gentlemates, LA Thieves, FaZe, I think, and Optic. The FaZe is the one I'm unsure about, but point is, all of those results get tallied in, and then at the end of the season they play like a championship event where like a winner is crowned for that season, and that's actually coming up next weekend.
Nice.
So that's going to be really exciting. But all that to say, I've been following Optic Texas. They're definitely my favorite team. It's kind of like a bandwagon thing. It's pretty easy to assume that just because they're a really, really good team, and obviously Optic has that crazy legacy of just being a long-standing esports organization. But truth is, they have a lot of people on their roster that I just enjoy, like Touche and Hitch and Scump and Formal and stuff like that. So it's fun to watch them play. And also, last thing I'll say about this, the production value at these events is absolutely insane. I think coming from like the experience of watching Melee events and stuff, and keep in mind those are still produced pretty well.
Well, yeah, but Melee is like known for being like CRT dudes showing up in shorts.
Not only that, it's like infamously known for being crowdfunded because Nintendo could give a fuck about Melee. But look at a game like Call of Duty where like they have a significant amount of funding from Activision or the developers who are making that
Activision
one.
Literally makes billions of dollars. So yeah, They can.
Very well produced. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's also just cool that esports are starting to get into this, like, I won't go super overboard and say real sports territory, but in terms of how like things are tracked and how things are like shown to people who are watching it as a spectator, it's very cool.
Well, it feels official.
Yeah,
it feels legit. There's less campiness involved. It's very like, okay, I can look up, there's a wiki for every single type of league, and I can look up the results and how much money they won, and now they're changing teams, there's trades and shit. Like, it's a real sports organization.
And then tiny thing to add in there, interestingly enough, the Esports World Cup is currently happening in Paris, France. So if you're interested in like esports at all, chances are you can watch one of your favorite games be played for hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars over the next couple of weeks.
Based off countries, which is
also very cool.
Yeah.
So shout
very cool. If I can swing it over from fake sports,
the esports of
from
World
esports
Cup
to the real sports. Right now we have the World Cup. America, as we know,
is gone.
Which
I think a lot of people expected.
Who thought? I mean, I was believing the hype for sure.
I was surprised they got as far as they got.
They didn't get as far as last time. So
I still wasn't expecting
that's
them to
the
get
thing.
that far.
Like, well, I mean, come on. If they lose against Bosnia, that's pathetic, man. No offense. By the way, the Bosnian coach has never played soccer and is just a dude they like.
Wow.
So, if they lost to Bosnia, it would have been sad. But yeah, they lose to Belgium, a team that everyone can't name a player on, but you know that Belgium can fucking play soccer. Their goalie is literally the best goalie in the world.
Who lost today to Spain, just to point that out.
Exactly. So, which makes that Spain, they conquered the world and gave them soccer. So, I think Spain... I think Spain will probably win, but, France is good. We'll see. It's going to be some boring match. Well, what usually happens is that the semis are really boring, and then the final is crazy. That's usually what ends up happening, but I'm hoping for some good games.
From the consensus that I've seen online, nobody wants Argentina to win at all. Absolutely. Listen, I'm just a fan of Messi, and I think a lot of people can agree with that. Like, there's no doubt Messi's the GOAT of his sport. That's that. But the fact that Argentina wins as many games as they do, the way that they win, obviously their last game against, who was it? It was Egypt. That was very sus. That was interesting. I'll say that.
I think that's also why people want to lose, is that it seems like they're like Argentina.
Oh, no, it was Cabo Verde, right? That was who they were playing.
Yes, Cabo Verde was the one, and then you're right. The last game was Egypt, and
they did the 3. Yeah,
it was 2-0, and then they came back and scored 3.
Very, even I see that, and I'm like, I don't know about that. But what I will say is the consensus is it seems that nobody wants Argentina to win. Everybody's pretty like, whether they're rooting for him or not, everybody's like, come on, Mbappe, do your job, dethrone Messi. Like, they're kind of looking for him to be the guy to come up and take him down. But it looks like everybody's secretly fucking loving Erling Haaland in Norway. Like, he's just like the fan favorite for everybody.
Well, I mean, Erling Haaland has been like, I know we don't follow soccer. Erling Haaland has been like a prodigy since age like 12.
And listen, I'll say it right here. I don't know shit about this sport, but I have come to learn this in the past week, and it's impressive as fuck. Yeah, dude is a fucking monster. And very funny.
Yeah, and he's great. And did you just see, like, there were just viral clips of him at like age like 14 just bodying everybody in Norway. And everyone was waiting for him to turn a certain age because like every club was trying to get him, and that's why he played for like Borussia Dortmund in Germany, and then immediately went over to the UK because he's like, everyone wants me. I can play for the best team ever. Do you know where the first World Cup was? This is a fun, cool
the very
trivia.
first World Cup?
The first World Cup ever in soccer, doing football. If we can
I
guess
mean, I
where
could
it
think
is.
2 countries. My
Ye-
first country, I'm gonna say England.
No.
Is it Brazil?
Closer.
Oh, Argentina.
Very close. It was in Uruguay because they wanted it to be neutral.
Okay.
And Uruguay was like a new independent country. They wanted to promote it. And the final, believe it or not, was U.S. Argentina.
Wow.
Because back then, I think it was like 12 or 14 teams. It was like very little amount
I
of
could
teams.
imagine.
Because it was the first ever one. And everyone was like, does this work? We already have the Olympics. And people thought the Olympics kind of had like priority in like the international stage. But yeah, America almost won a World Cup in 1920, whatever.
Do you want a World Cup trivia question of your own?
Yeah.
Do you know how many countries have won the World Cup?
11?
8.
Ooh, okay.
I would tell you to name them, but I don't even know them myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was looking at a
U.S.,
list.
Spain, Portugal.
U.S. has won a World Cup?
I believe so. They won one like way back in the day,
U.S.,
I
Spain,
believe.
Portugal, Brazil, France.
I think once
Italy.
other countries started, they never won again.
Actually,
Look it up.
Let's look it up real quick.
Because I know they came in second in the first one, and maybe they never won. But in my head, I feel like they won.
According to Google, Brazil holds the most titles with 5 wins, followed by Germany and Italy with 4 each. Argentina has won 3. France and Uruguay have won 2 each, while England and Spain have won 1 each.
Okay, America's not one.
Yep. So
America
it's
is coming
Brazil,
second.
Germany, Italy, Argentina, France, Uruguay, England, and Spain. There you go.
And again,
A lot
that
of
makes
Europe,
sense.
a lot of
Those
a lot
are
of South America. So that's interesting. Yet to have a North American team win, yet to have an Asian team win, yet to have an African team win.
Yes.
That'll be fucking exciting, but we'll see.
Not gonna happen.
Can't happen anymore, right? People left, and I don't think. Yeah, no. Sheesh. Well, it's gonna be another South America, but it could be Norway.
Yeah.
And they could be the first one.
Fun fact: there's a team. I'm gonna pivot off of soccer. I do want to hint at something in another sport. But I was reading a thing that certain countries didn't even try to qualify for the World Cup because when their national team goes to travel, the players leave and try to leave the country.
Oh shit.
Like it's like Eritrea and I think Sudan, like they don't play international soccer games because not only do their teams suck, but if they
They'll
go to
just
another
flee.
countries, they will flee and go to the fucking embassy and be like, "Oh, I'm in the embassy now. You can't get me."
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
100%. Wow.
And I wish other sports were like that. Like,
Yeah, right.
Like an athlete was just like, "Yeah, I'm in France now. Sorry, can't get me." But yeah, I want to hint on something. Because a clip came in on my phone, and I had to zero in on it, and it was just a compilation of Mr. Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless, infamous person. And even back in the day, Stephen A. Smith, who had some pretty terrible takes on basketball. Back in the day, they had a similar take, and then obviously they had the fight, so they had to take different takes. And that was who is the GOAT of basketball. And I'm sorry, guys. It was almost never MJ. It's not MJ. It will never be MJ again. You guys really have to put that to bed.
Yeah.
I don't know we never watched him play in his prime.
Yeah.
And we didn't grow up with him. So I understand why people have these rose-tinted glasses towards this man. It's LeBron all the way.
Are we actually having this discussion right now?
But I keep seeing people saying that he's not the GOAT.
No, I'm not asking in a weird way. I just feel like we've never actually talked about it.
Yeah, and but now it really pissed me off so much today because I'm like, we're really having like there's some opinions you can still have.
Yeah.
You can't really have that opinion.
Where were we recently? It was like last November for Friendsgiving where we were all at Joey's house where all of us went. And it was like all of the older crew, like Andy and they were having a conversation. And they were having this discussion. And I said, I undoubtedly believe that LeBron James is the GOAT of basketball. And like 4 of them were like, you don't know basketball. You don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot. You want to actually have this discussion right now? And I think you're right about the rose-tinted glasses thing. When it comes to the Jordan argument, right? I think there's 2 things to bring up. First and foremost, there's just like the level of success in such a short period of time. It's the 6 rings that they won.
He had a
90s.
Beatles run.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking about pop culture athletes, now we're having a conversation.
Yeah, and to give him credit,
he has the shoe. He was in Space Jam.
100%.
Like you have an argument. You really
and everything
really
that
have an
LeBron
argument.
has done, Jordan did first, right?
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, too, right? I don't think another athlete in the NBA will do that again. I don't think there will be a player that will show up and win 6 championships in 7 years. It's just not going to happen, in my opinion. Then again, we also were not alive, or rather, we were very young to really appreciate Michael Jordan in his prime. And that to say, there's a quote that I really like from, I believe it was Dwayne Wade, who was asked this question, who is the GOAT, Jordan or LeBron? And he says, no disrespect to either player, they're both considered the greatest for their own reasons. He has to go with LeBron. And then his reasoning is that Jordan, and this might not have been Dwayne Wade, I may have been mistaking the player, but I think it was Wade. He says that Jordan was the greatest player that he's ever watched, but LeBron is the greatest player he's ever seen. Because he's been with him on the court and seen everything that he's doing firsthand. Mm-hmm. And I just think that kind of sums it up perfectly.
And I will get into the trenches here to really talk about LeBron, because we'll talk about all the things he did that Michael Jordan did. We'll talk about the things that Jordan didn't do. Yeah. Jordan stuck with basically he had a time at the end of his career where he was played with the Wizards, and then ended up being a GM and then owner. But he never really switched teams.
Yeah, no.
The Bulls won the championships. Michael Jordan was the best player on the Bulls. Yeah. It was you watch those teams, and obviously Jordan was like the MVP almost every single time. Pippen. But that was like a cohesive unit, 100%. A stacked team. That was like pre-salary cap, right? That was like basically the ABA just went under, so we had a bunch of new teams come in who all sucked. So they basically just preyed off the little teams. I mean, you can make that same argument now that you have like the shittier teams that are trying to tank. But no, you had literal teams that might go bankrupt and are really trying to figure out that side of things. And I don't know. I think that Jordan also, based on statistics, never really adapted. LeBron, when he first played, never passed. Yeah. LeBron never fucking passed the ball. And then literally he had to adapt because the league changed. When LeBron came into the league, the average score was like 90-80. Mm-hmm. People didn't fucking score. And then as time went on, his numbers got better because scoring went up. Mm-hmm. And then switched teams to help other teams win championships. Yeah. Went to the back to the Cavs, went to the Heat to win, went back to the Cavs to win, went to the Lakers and won.
Might go back again to do the exact same thing before he retires.
Yeah, he's literally going to go back to the Heat or the Cavs. He's on vacation right now deciding what team he wants to go to, but he wants to go to one of those two teams to win a championship again. And he's afraid if he goes to the Warriors, they're going to be the 6th seed.
100%.
And that's probably the truth there.
Although I will say, not to go on a whole tangent, I think the third team that has very, very high potential is the Sixers.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, they're just the fucking super team. I thought we were in that league. Also, like LeBron had like a 3-hour TV special about where he was going to go during free agency.
Exactly.
That pop culture impact is so huge. That's bigger than anything. People stopped what they were doing to be like, where's LeBron going?
Also, again, like what? I don't know what number Jordan was picked in the draft. I know it wasn't number 1.
It was like 3.
It was like 3.
It was 3. Mm-hmm. LeBron was the GOAT at age like 8.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's ever going to happen again where a basketball player is renowned for his skill and is already locked in at the number 1 when he's like 16 years old.
And before that,
he's on the cover of Sports Illustrated before he's even in college.
He was crowned the GOAT of basketball before he got into the league and did it.
Yeah.
He proved it. So, I think it ends there.
The last thing I'll say, we have to bring it up. And again, it is like everyone brings it up, but I don't think people really like look into how monumental it is, but the fucking longevity, bro.
He's still playing. He's still
playing. He's going to be entering his 24th season of NBA. He just played a season with his spawn.
He's playing with his son.
He created a child and he's playing with him.
And he's playing against other people's kids.
Yeah.
In fact, other kids' nephews have come into the league and retired before he has left. He's still here, and hot take, MJ's not even 2. That's my hot take.
It might be. Honestly, you might be right.
Because look at this.
Because I think Curry is just making a better name for himself.
Curry is going to shoot threes until he's 45. Jokic has a couple more MVPs in his bag.
Doncic is just starting.
Doncic has an even thing. Wemby, the future players that are going to be 8 foot and fucking dribbling and doing all this stuff, let alone we completely
running
ignore
into the rim.
Wilt Chamberlain, we go, oh, he was 7 foot before everyone else. He scored 100 fucking points. I don't give a fuck what you say. Scoring 100 points is really impressive.
Yeah.
It will never not be impressive. Bill Russell won like 12 championships or something crazy like that. Magic Johnson look at him play. Go back and watch Magic Johnson play. That guy was a fucking wizard. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won like a bunch of titles.
Absolutely.
There's literally like a top 20 that can be like interchanged with LeBron at the top.
I don't know that I would agree with you, but I don't know how much I could disagree with you. You know what I'm saying?
10, 15 years from now.
Yeah. No, I think you're right, 100%.
You know, we're gonna have to have a discussion, and
the craziest stat that I've ever heard, and that is 100% true about LeBron James. LeBron James, in his 24-year career in the NBA, has played with over a third of all people to ever play in the NBA. Do you hear how fucking crazy that sounds?
Probably
the
2 years.
Thousands and thousands of people who have played this game professionally over the past 78, 79 years, and LeBron has played with over a third of them.
And dominated every
That's
single person.
insane, dude. Yep. And has stood consistently within, at the very least, the top 20 of the NBA throughout the entirety of his career. You could not argue any less than top 20.
Yeah.
So that to say, LeBron is the GOAT. Yeah. And LeBron, if you're watching this,
we love you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for honestly speaking, I'm not going to get emotional, but thank you for 24 great fucking years and keep going.
Yeah, I still...
Brooklyn's looking fun.
Yeah,
I still
remember. I think it was like 5th grade picture day. I'm wearing this setup with a LeBron James jersey.
Hell yeah.
I'm not wearing a button down for shit. I'm wearing a LeBron James jersey.
I'm glad we had that discussion.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had so much to say about it.
I mean, I was watching a reel on the bus on the way here, and I was like, are you still? We're still talking.
I don't know why we're having
this?
that. And every time you go on, like, it's funny. Every time you go on Facebook and you see that, it's always just old heads that are like, "You'll never understand." I think we understand.
Yeah, I think we understand. And we didn't even mention that people back then were worse at basketball, and there's more teams now. Yeah. But you know, whatever.
Last thing I do want to touch on before we call it an episode.
Yeah.
Is there was a recent continuation to the Lego drama.
Oh,
that's right. Haven't heard about that in a while, right?
Yeah.
And look,
what was he was in Mexico last time.
He was in Mexico. He was in hiding because he had a warrant out for his arrest that was not bailable. But within the past few weeks, apparently he's gotten into contact with a couple of big time lawyers. I think a federal judge in Utah threw out the bail, or rather the warrant for his arrest, so he was officially able to come back into the States and say whatever he wants about the company. But what the third episode, which is what it's officially being referred to as, it's like an episodic series at this point.
So stupid.
It just basically covers specifically the CEO of the company, God bless you, which up until this point hasn't really been highlighted. Like, he's been mentioned, but he hasn't really been like had the sole focus on him. And this guy's a scumbag, like a giant scumbag. He's absolutely the person who's in charge. I don't even fully believe him. I think there still might be one person above him that's just telling him what to do, because when people ask him questions and kind of get him caught in his own lie, he looks nervous. He's like, oh, he contorts, and it's like, bro, you look guilty. You're not even a cool criminal, So this whole third episode is just basically about how Reckless Ben, the guy who's been in this pursuit, has realized that the CEO of this company is just going to try tirelessly to get him arrested so that he can't really progress in this case. So Ben comes up with the idea to say, you know what, fuck it, this guy has done so much wrong that I'm just going to try to get him arrested before they get me arrested. So they have this conversation outside of the what do you call it, the HQ for the company. They talk with an employee before the employees ask them to leave, but then as Ben and the guy are leaving, the CEO runs out and decides to stop them for like a 10-minute chat. And in the chat,
they're meeting like face to face.
Yeah.
Oh, this is huge.
Yeah, and the entirety of the meeting is recorded on Ben's meta glasses, so he has everything video and audio recorded. So I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but long story short, the main consensus has been is like, hey, can you give us back the Legos? The CEO, his name is Eamon. He's like, I don't have the Legos. And they're like, well, we know you have the Legos because evidence. And he's like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. He's basically denying every single thing. They're saying that they emailed the company 7 times to try to get correspondence so that they could do this like without any prejudice. And the guy's like, we never got emails. And then he's like showing them all the emails he sent. And he's like, oh, well, that's the wrong email. And he's like, it's the email on your fucking website to contact the company. You know what I mean? Like, you're just And then blah, blah, blah. When that conversation ends at the place, Eamon is like, okay, well, you're being asked to leave you're being asked to leave the presidents, you have to leave. And they're like, all right, sounds cool. So they leave. And then right after, Eamon calls the police and tells them that they threatened to burn down their store and murder them. So after Ben hears this, he's like, great, I have everything on camera. He sends the evidence to the police department in Provo, Utah. And part of filing the case against Eamon, they actually sent Ben Eamon's case materials against him. So he has it. And when he has everything, Ben's case materials is literally like at least 15 minutes of recorded video and audio proof of everything that is happening in the conversation. And Eamon's is just 2 witness testimonies. And the cops decided to throw out Ben's and follow Eamon's against Ben. So, the cops are just in on it at this point.
Yeah.
But then like the big meat and potatoes of it all is Eamon decides to go on this like miniature press tour in Utah where he's showing up on all these little like local news channels in Utah, like News 7, News 6, whatever they're fucking airing.
Yeah.
They're covering the story, and in every single video he's at his desk with the camera and he's basically talking about how it's the same story every single time. He's been trying to give the Legos back. He's been trying to work with the family, but it seems like they don't want to contact them back. It's like we've been asking them, we've been giving them everything, but they don't respond back. They want to hide away. They're like, we believe in integrity. And then it cuts to Ben having the phone call with the son of the owner of the Legos, who's like, bro, we've been in contact with them. My lawyer's been sending emails to them. They ghosted us.
That's crazy.
So everything is filmed. There's proof. There's evidence. It's just getting to a point where like this guy can only put so many more feet in his mouth before he inevitably ends up in prison, which I'm hoping for because that would be the icing on this cake. But it looks like we're going to have to be waiting for an episode 4, which is crazy. And then the funny part is like Ben even says in episode 3, he's like, I don't want to be making these. Like, obviously he's going to continue doing what he has to do to get justice. But it's like my pursuit isn't to break this company down. My pursuit is to help this man get his Lego sets back. Their problem is they don't like that he's making the videos and that they're getting all this attention. But his whole thing is like, if you just give the Lego sets back, I'll stop making the videos.
Yeah.
So he's literally like, I'll see you back for 4 or 5 or 6 or however more I have to do.
It's definitely a precarious situation. I mean, we know it is based on the non-bailable warrant that he was given in the state of Utah, but like, yeah, like it's not like a personal vendetta. It's not like this guy has like an obsession and he wants to take down the company. It's like, no, to mention on multiple occasions he's even told viewers, he's like, don't write anything, don't write negative reviews against the business. It's all about this one franchise. Obviously at some point it turned into the CEO, but he's even said like there's tons of people out there who are employed by this company that don't know what's going on or have nothing to do with it, so don't put it out on them. Yeah, it's not fair to just kind of go out of your way and do all that crazy stuff.
Again, like I said when I first brought it up, I would have never guessed that the juiciest drama in 2026 would have been this fucking Star Wars Lego set. But I guess I'll be able to fill you in when episode 4 inevitably comes out.
Yeah, crazy.
That's a wrap on that one. You want to recommend some music and skedaddle?
That was good.
A little jammer yammer.
That was a nice little. That was a nice little podcast. So my yam of the week, right? I was gonna pick like a country song, a folk song, because country's not as terrible as I made it out to be. I do like folk. I do like hip hop. We gotta listen to some stuff upstairs because I did have a realization, even past yams, where I'm like, that's a rap beat, that's a trap beat, and then this guy's talking about loving his family and going out on the river and the lake. But instead, I'm gonna pick a song called "Lobotomize Me" by the Rat Utopia Experiment.
Whoa!
By I don't know if you know what the Rat Utopia Experiment is, but it's like a really.
I don't think
it's
I could
like
guess.
it's like Pavlov's dog, but like they make a rat utopia, and then the rats fight the other rats in like a rat war.
Oh, so this is like a concept.
It's like a real thing.
Okay,
yeah. But the band is fucking like.
Does this have anything to do with like the Dimitri Martin Rat Crusade sketch that he made?
No, but it's weirdly similar.
That's what I was getting.
It's like that, but in a scientific lab, and they're studying it, all that. This song's fucking crazy. It's like suicidal tendencies, dead Kennedys kind of punk, with like they all wear clown makeup. The lead singer is like a girl just yelling obscenities into the microphone, and it's phenomenal. It's amazing. The guitarists weirdly have like an Arctic Monkeys post-punk kind of vibe, so it's like very like snappy, like dan 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 dan, like very like first album kind of sound. But yeah, fucking solid song.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, I am going to throw a little shout out to a different song. Just real quick.
Always.
I would like to throw a shout out to the song Aria Math by C418. Does this name ring a bell for you?
No.
C418? C418 is the composer of Minecraft, who makes all of the songs that you hear in the game.
Yes.
This is a song from Minecraft that I heard on like a different Instagram reel. Goes hard. It's just, the Minecraft music is very like subconscious. You're playing, you don't really think about it. It's in the background. But when you hear it outside of Minecraft, you're like, jam. Shit goes kind of hard. Recently, I did watch an interesting video of all people, Eric Andre talking, or rather reacting to 5 brand new music artists and giving his genuine take. And if you could believe it or not, it is a very genuine reaction from Eric Andre. Eric Andre is pretty passionate about music. So.
Yeah, and then, with the Juilliard, like, exactly. Hey, he knows the shit.
So one of the artists that they showed him is a brand new artist named the Nomi with her song Sweet Talk. And it's a nice little jam. It's giving me like Leon Thomas kind of vibes. Okay. Instrumental R&B kind of funk with it, but it's good. I have to agree, Dylan. That was a good one.
Funk.
That was a good episode. 296.
A lot of funk on that one.
Pick up sticks. All right. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yes.
we blew our load with that one.
If this is your first episode, we never know how to end these things. So go ahead and like the episode. Feel free to subscribe. And I am out of here.